Hi, my name is Pedro from KEPTI Fishing. What we're going to learn about is soft plastics. What I like about soft plastics is that you can fish them really easily. You can rig them. You can rig them different ways. You can fish them different ways. So what I have here is a small swim bait that is a yum. Now, it's rigged up with a swim jig head. Now, what this does, it has a tail. Now, some of you think, oh, this gives out a good vibration. Well, you guys are kind of right. But what that does is that when you move it, it gives out a scent that the fish know and feel and know that there's bait. You can fall, retrieve it slowly. That imitates like a dying fish, as well as the outro. You can Texas rig it, stick bait rig it, Ned rig it, and wacky worm rig it. So when you're doing this, it goes blah blah blah, drop slowly. When they drop, it's like this bait is like a bluegill, color or pumpkin seed. Whatever color. So what that does is that it imitates a dying fish, or a fish that's injured, or a fish that's like, oh, I'm hurt. Oh, that imitates a dying fish. Or let's say the drop shot. The drop shot. Now this bait is really effective. So it's also with a weight and a wacky worm hook, like the outro, that you use the wacky worm hook with it. So when you're using that, you're just jigging it really slowly. And what it's doing is like boop, 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 boop. It's like a fish that's falling, dying, and then going back up. Falling, going back up. It's like a fish that's dying. Or there's another drop shot. This color, well, same color, but, or the green. Now these baits, well, they're imitating fish. They look like a fish. They really movable. They're soft. Now that's why they call it soft plastics. But there's another thing about soft plastics as well. When you feel the bite, you should feel a thump. A swallow. When the fish closes its mouth, you feel a thump. And it's just wait. Just hold it there. And then when you feel it swimming off with it, bam, that's when you set the hook. Also, like this. This is a curly tail. You can drop shot it too, or Ned rig it, or jig head it. What's that happening? Jig heads. Let's say a Ned rig, when you're rigging it up, say with a smaller super fluke, or wacky worm. What is that doing is like, the Ned rig has a flat jig, just like this, flat. So what that does is that when you let it sink all the way to the bottom, standing right up. When you're dragging it, it's going boop, 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 boop. That tail is sticking up. There's some Ned rigs or jig heads, sometimes they fall. They'll fall. When you let it sink all the way bottom, like a shaky head, it's just standing up straight. Ned rig. Well, some jigs, what you like to do is that when you're fishing it, it'll sink right at the bottom. They'll fall. Just fall. So they made the Ned rig to stand up, and the shaky head. The shaky head is mostly like a Ned rig, but you fish it a little differently. The Ned rig, sometimes you just hop it off the bottom. The shaky head, just like this, boop, 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 boop. The shaky head is a little more different. The shaky head, you can drag it, like the Ned rig. Or you have a curly tail, you just can reel it, let it fall all the way to the bottom, jig it up, bottom, jig it up. You can fish it like a bucktail. You can boop, boop, boop. But what these bass will do is that when they see that and they're jigging it up, it's like the fish is not dying. It's like swimming. But when you jig it, falls back down, it's fish. Now sometimes they'll get an easy meal. Like in winter, they'll just be so lazy that like a dying fish, they will hit that. But sometimes they're so full that they can't even hit it. That's when winter fishing gets tricky for these largemouth. Mostly they're like a hot type of water fish. Like let's say the fluke. They get hit. They'll like go down south, go back up north. When it gets hot, now these bass will move quicker. So you can fish that Ned rig faster. You can fish it boop, 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 boop. You can fish it off the bottom really fast. But like a medium, and you can reel this fast too. Or the swim bait. In the summer sometimes you can go slow, medium, or fast. But mostly sometimes slow. These bass are really good fighters. They're good fighters. They're predatory fish. They don't like to share their homes. So if it's spawning season, right? Like spawning season in June, these bass, you would like to use a drop shot or a weightless. Say like this little paddle tail, like the young. Now, or this, the drop shot, the jig head, or this bait, a little finesse type. What that will do, it will imitate a bluegill or a minnow. Minnows and bluegill love to eat baby bass eggs. Or bass eggs. Let's say bass eggs. So you might want to use these baits. Or you might want to use, hang on a sec guys, one of these. That imitates a minnow as well. Or a small little grub, just weedless, just going through those patches, fishing a bed, just want to drag it on the bottom. They'll just go that curly tail like the swim bait. You fish a grub like a swim bait, or the swim bait like a grub. They're mostly like those, like the paddle tail. This finesse bait, I call finesse bait because you better sink. It stands up mostly right, and then go boop, boop, boop. That will do for winter fishing. Spawning season. Or this bait is really effective. The super fluke imitates a minnow just really easily. You can rig it up with this jig or one of these. Mostly you can rig it up with a lot of jig heads. Let's say perhaps a Ned rig, that would be perfect, or a bluegill colored, like a small little bluegill, like a small jig. Say perhaps a shaky head. That will do pretty good too. You want that bait standing upright, and then when you're jigging it up and down, it goes a little finesse bait action. That's what bass will like in spawning season. When it's not spawning season, they will still hit the same thing. Fluke, a grub, small little finesse bait, or a swim bait. These ribbon tails. Ribbon tails are good action, or you can go with a smaller ribbon tail. Go a little bit bigger ribbon tail. Now this is a punkish, like a dark punkish color. So you can rig it up weedless. You can rig it up with this jig right here, or a worm. You can Texas rig it. You can Ned rig it. You can use it with a jig. That's mostly why this bait is like this. It's long. Let's say this bait can stand up with a shaky head or a Ned rig. What you want to do with this is that when you're using a Ned rig, you want to hop it off the bottom and reel it. That's mostly why I like soft plastics. You can fish it different ways. You can rig it different ways. The fish, mostly soft plastics will imitate bait fish, minnows. The ocho, small ribbon tail, the long ribbon tail, the super fluke, the Ned, the drop shot, the finesse bait. Those baits and every single other soft plastic will imitate minnows, bait fish. Crawfish will imitate crawfish. Lizards will imitate lizards. They will imitate a lot of things. Dying fish, live fish, and other things. Well, that's what I want to talk about of soft plastics. Thank you all for watching KEPTI Fishing. We want to help, learn, and conserve. This program was made to help others and help others, like helping people that don't know how to fish and helping them. Well, thank you all for watching KEPTI Fishing. We're out. Peace out.